Hello, sports fans, and welcome to Scott Sports 101 Thursday Night Football post-game show. The Raiders had their chances, and the game went to overtime, but the Chargers beat the Las Vegas Raiders 30-27 in overtime last night at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. Chargers quarterback Justin Herbert passed for 314 yards and scored three total touchdowns to put the Las Vegas Raiders' playoff chances in jeopardy with a 30-27 overtime win on Thursday. 53 of Herbert's passing yards came on a pass in OT to Jalen Guyton to put the Chargers in Raiders territory. Herbert scored on a quarterback sneak on third down to help the Chargers improve to 5-9. Herbert tied the rookie record for passing touchdowns in a season, which is 27. Now, when it got to that play, it really, whoa. In the fourth quarter, it just that overtime play just really put the Chargers in front, and they got the win. And this is really one of those games where the Raiders had several chances to win it in overtime. They could have scored a touchdown, but they settled for a field goal, and but they just could not capitalize. And the Raiders just could not capitalize, and they just had chances to win, but could not take advantage of it. And I just feel that even though the Chargers beat the Raiders, I feel that the Raiders beat themselves. I feel that they did in this case. So, but I am going to break down the the game. And in the first quarter, the Raiders got as close as went 3 yards and 7 plays and had to went 3 and out and had to punt at the time of possession. And then the Chargers scored their first touchdown of the game. Justin Herbert's pass short middle to Henry for the Herman Henry, I believe. I think it was Henry for the 10-yard score. It was Henry for the score, and it was 7. The extra point was good, and the Chargers were up 7-0 in the first quarter. And the extra point was good. I just wanted to mention that. I'm trying to see. And it was 7-0. And yeah, Bagley's extra point was good. It was 7-0. Then the Raiders They got as close as the Chargers 23-yard line. They went 9 plays for 70 yards and got as close as the 23-yard line and kicked a 23-yard field goal. And kicked a 23-yard field goal. Yeah, I kicked a 23-yard field goal. That's what it was, yes. And the field goal attempt, Carlson's field goal attempt was good, and it was 7-3 Chargers at the end of the first quarter. In the second quarter, go back to plays just for a minute here. And Chargers at the point went 3 and out. The Raiders scored their second touchdown of the game. Matt Mariota had come in for the injured Derek Carr, who suffered a very significant injury going into the locker room. And Mariota's pass deep to Waller for the 35-yard touchdown, and Carlson's extra point was good, and it was 10-7 Raiders. That was one of the only times the Raiders led in this game. The Chargers had 14 plays for 71 yards, and then they got as close as the 22-yard, the Raiders' 22-yard, and they kicked a 22-yard field goal, which was good. It was 10-10 Raiders, and the Raiders and the Chargers were tied at 10. Excuse me. Then the Chargers scored their second touchdown of the game, and it was Justin Herbert's pass to Todd Johnson for 26 yards. Bagley's field goal was good, and it was 17-10 Chargers at the break. In the third, the Raiders scored which was their second touchdown of the game. Jacobs up the middle for the 1-yard score. Carlson's extra point was good, and the Chargers and Raiders were tied at 17. Then the LA Chargers scored their third touchdown of the game. Excuse me. Keith Ballage, right guard, for the 1-yard touchdown. Bagley's extra point is good, and it was 24-17 Chargers. In the fourth, and at the end of the third quarter, the Raiders scored their third touchdown of the game. Mariota scrambles right in for the 2-yard touchdown. Carlson's extra point is good, and they were tied at 24, and it was to overtime we go. And the Raiders settled for a field goal, and they made 9 plays for 70 yards, and and Carr got sacked, and that's when he went out with he came back in the game and got sacked, and it was a 3rd and 2 at the Chargers 2-yard line. He got sacked, so at 4th and 5 they had to settle for a field goal, and the 23-yard field goal was good, and it was 27-24. Now the Raiders had several chances to win this game, and they just could not. Actually, I'm sorry about that. That was my mistake. But the Raiders had several chances. But Mariota, excuse me, I made a mistake there. Got stopped for no gain. It was an incomplete pass. There was no gain. Then they set up for the field goal, and the 23-yard was good. Take back what I said the first time. And then it was 27-24. But they had several chances to score a touchdown, and they could not get it in the end zone. And they set up for the field goal, which I don't think they should have done that. And that's why I feel the Raiders just blew it, and they just could have won this game. And then it was a 1st and 10. It was kickoff from Carlson kicked it off from the 65-yard, kicks for 65 yards to the LB 35 to end zone, and then Justin Herbert's pass incomplete short to Parham for no gain. Then a 2nd and 10, and then a penalty It was a Justin Herbert pass incomplete deep right to Guyton, and it was a penalty on Las Vegas. Nate Kowalski lowering the head to intimate contact for 1 yard and 4, so there was no play. And then it was a 1st and 1 at the Vegas 1 yard line, and then Toner reported as eligible, so he got to play. Ballard's right tackle to LB for no gain, and then 2nd and 1. It was a fumble, and it was McMillan who recovered by the LA Chargers at the Las Vegas 1, and then it was a 3rd and 1, and then Toner reported as eligible. Justin Herbert left guard for the 1 yard TD, and nevertheless the Chargers win 30-27 in overtime. The Raiders had opportunities to win this, but the Chargers took advantage of it, and they get over the hurdle, and they win it, and they come from behind in overtime to win this game. So, I would have liked to have given the game balls to the Raiders, but I got to give credit to where credit is due, and that is to the LA Chargers. Chargers. Justin Herbert, 22 of 32 carries and attempts, 214 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Austin Eckler, 13 carries, 60 yards, did not score a touchdown. Jalen Guyton, 4 receptions, 91 yards, and did not score a touchdown, but they get the game balls, and the Raiders' playoff chances are in jeopardy, and they fall to 4-10, and they just are going to have to regroup for their next opponent. The Chargers will travel to the Chargers will face the Denver Broncos at home, and the Raiders will they will face the Miami Dolphins at home next week, and they will have to regroup to see if they can beat Miami next week. So that is really, and I'm going to be back to, and that's really what the bottom line is right there. They've got to really win out these last 2 games to try to make the playoffs. But I don't think I don't know if that's going to happen, so we'll have to wait and see. Because the Raiders are, I have to look at the Raiders, they are 7-7, excuse me. They will have to win out the rest of their games to try to make the playoffs. And I'm going to be back on Saturday because there are 2 games on Saturday near the end of the season. The Buffalo Bills travel to Denver to take on the Denver Broncos at 4:30 on NFL Network, and the Carolina Panthers at 8:15 will travel to Green Bay and take on the Green Bay Packers at legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay, and that's also on NFL Network. And I will be back for those on Saturday with the Scott Sports 101. NFL pregame show for both games, which will be a Saturday pregame show. But until then, that's going to do it for this edition of Scott Sports 101. I'll be back Saturday, but until then, always remember, be a team player each and every day in every way possible. So long, everybody. 3, 2, 1, I'm done.